everyone. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Jacksonville North Pulaski School District will be the model district where every learner is valued and empowered to become a successful contributing member of society. It's our mission to foster a culture of ownership and accountability through partnerships that create multiple pathways for success. Mr. Moore, would you please call the roll?
Colonel Smith. Daniel Gray.
Here.
Ava Coleman.
Present.
Jim Moore, present. Ron McDaniel.
Present.
Dina Tony.
Here.
Lauren Martin.
Here.
Laura Walker.
Here.
All here with Colonel Smith.
All right. If you all would join me as we stand for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge. Mr. McDaniel, absolutely.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good evening, everyone. First item we have is a special presentation, 2627 JMS Master Schedule Proposal Presentation. Dr. Elroy.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I want to ask Dr. Janice Walker, our Assistant Superintendent, to come and present our team who will present this proposal to you. And you should have handouts at your seat.
I will be joined tonight by Mrs. Biggs, the principal of Jacksonville Middle School, and Mrs. Ricky Noble.
Is that microphone on, Ms. Dr. Walker?
So it's Mrs. Biggs and the principal at Jacksonville Middle, and it will also be Mrs. Noble.
Good evening, everyone. As stated, my name is Gail Biggs. I am the principal at Jacksonville Middle School. One of the things that we want for our scholars, whether they are in elementary, middle school, or high school, is a pathway to success. So one of the ways we looked at doing that at the middle school was to streamline the process and give vertical alignment to the existing academic offerings. So we have our STEAM Academy. So if you look at the screen, you see that it is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So that is our going to be our focus. One of the things that we encounter is because we have over 900 scholars in our school and narrow hallways, is that there are incidents that happen. So we have devised a plan, as you will see, that will address those that particular situation. And this is just some data that was pulled by the C&I team through Mr. Smith that pertains to that. What we are proposing is true teaming, and so scholars would be in cohorts or clusters or teams, however you want to phrase it. But they will, in each first floor, which is our 6th grade floor, there will be approximately 2.5 cohorts that are there. It's 5 classroom, 4 core, and 1 CTE that will be clustered together. Those scholars will simply rotate between those 5 classes, and with the exception of when they go to physical education or PE, art or band or choral. Otherwise, they will operate within that cluster. And what this does, it addresses that hallway congestion. It also addresses the things that are encountered as far as bathroom time. We can better schedule that according to whatever team or cluster that they're in. This is the same setup for the 2nd floor, which is our 7-8 floor. And what we've done is that 7th grade will have that same setup, 5 classrooms, 4 core, 1 CTE. Same thing for 8th grade, and they will have 2 and a partial cluster. These are the house teams that we're proposing, And in sixth grade, they will either be assigned to a team that's called Voltage, Lightning, or Shield. And so that is just to delineate those teams. It is not that Lightning or Voltage gets something that the others don't. They all get the same pretty, set up as far as their CTE offerings, their activity, and their elective offerings. And the way it's set up now, if I enter sixth grade in Voltage, then when I enter seventh grade, I'm still going to be on Voltage team, unless there's certain circumstances. Nothing is in stone, but unless there are certain extenuating circumstances, we figured that would be the smoothest transition. This kind of shows you the house teams and the offerings that each house team will get. And that is, it reflects your 4 core, your CTE, activity, and elective. This particular plan, no one loses their job, no positions are eliminated from the current setup that we have. We looked up everybody's licensure, and so if what they are currently teaching is not slated to be taught next year, their licensure provides the opportunity for them to teach something else. And so nobody is, being displaced. This is the accelerated house team. I will say that those of us who have been here for a while, Ms. Metcalf, this was a brainchild of hers that she wanted that accelerated team to, or accelerated pathway for scholars that are high performing, and they are interested in pursuing post-secondary opportunities that could lead to an associate's degree. And so I'm going to let Ms. Noble speak to that a little bit.
Good evening. So yes, we are working on getting an MOU together to have an option for our higher performing students to earn an associate's by the end of their high school career. But that's going to need to start in middle school to prepare them for that. We also know a lot of our higher performing students historically have left the district between 5th and 6th grade, so hopefully this can alleviate some of that as well. Our accelerated house team, this is what their offerings will look like. The goal is by 8th grade that they would have a credit for English 1, Algebra 1, and Physical Science. And then that would lead them into our associate's pathway, which this is a very rough draft on what we're working on. But that's our goal. That way they could start in middle school, but end with an associate's degree.
So this is the setup as far as the number of minutes for each area. It will be an 80-minute class period. Within those 80 minutes, the first 50 minutes is content, and the last 30 is intervention. So that what that does is it provides the opportunity for scholars to get that intervention from that content teacher. So if I need intervention in ELA or English, then my English teacher is providing that particular intervention. The same thing is true for math and for science. That's what the 80-minute period provides for. This is just the offerings. The activities would be PE, music and art, the electives, AVID, GT seminar, band, choir, piano, and athletics. This is a draft of what the schedule would look like as far as the blocks or the time frames in which they would move and they would meet in with that 5 classroom cluster. Much of that will be done without a veil. These are CTE focused. That's where we get our STEAM. The STEAM is embedded in that, and those CTE classes are in a direct alignment with what the high school offers in their academies, and so everything would be seamless from middle school to high school. This is a diagram that kind of shows you how what we're offering in middle school aligns and feeds into what they are offering at the high school. Questions, comments, considerations?
Thank you very much. Questions from the board?
I do have one question. So if a scholar is in maybe one or two accelerated classes, but not all four accelerated classes, what would that look like as a sixth grader? Would they still be in that accelerated pod, or would they be, how would that work?
As of right now, we're looking at having them all accelerated, but those are some options that we're looking at, how we would work that out if they just took one or two. Our goal would be to keep them together for all four though.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
So what type of associate's degree are we looking for them to be graduating with?
General studies,
Okay.
yes ma'am.
Is that still with Pulaski Tech, or is it with
No, sir, it'd be through Flavor Smith.
Flanders Smith? Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I would just like to acknowledge the fact that when Mrs. Biggs was assigned to Jacksonville Middle School, she truly had a vision of how we could advance and enhance some of those opportunities for our scholars. She worked closely with the curriculum team under the direction of Dr. Picard. And I forgot to mention that Mrs. Noble wears many hats. She's over STEAM and GT, so she wears a lot of hats. So I just wanted to acknowledge the curriculum team and all of the hard work that went into revamping this whole middle school concept. So thank you, curriculum team, and thank you, board, for allowing us the autonomy to look at ways that we can enhance educational opportunities for our scholars.
Thank you so much.
That concludes all the special presentations.
All right. Ms. Chisa, you have a sign-up sheet for me? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right. The board will now open up public comment period. In accordance with Arkansas law, members of the public who reside in the district or parents or guardians of students, district employees, are invited to address the board. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes. Please direct all comments to the board as a whole. The board will listen respectfully but will not engage in dialogue or debate during this time. We welcome all viewpoints, including criticism. However, disruptive behavior, profanity, threats, refusal to follow time limits will not be permitted. If a speaker becomes disruptive, I may issue a warning and end the comment for that person. Thank you for your cooperation and your participation in this meeting. That being said, our first speaker this evening is Miss Maria Hegwood. And if you could adjust the mic and just speak into it, just make sure everybody can hear you.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can
Thank
you hear
you.
me? Okay. Good evening to the board. My name is Maria Haywood. I am a mother to a student at Bayou Meadow Elementary. I stand before you today because I am a parent who believes that safety and transparency are not options for a school district. They are the bare minimum requirements. When I moved my son to this district, I did so with the hope that he would be safe and supported. However, that hope was shaken when I learned that a serious safety threat involving a staff member was kept from parents for 2 whole entire months. That's unacceptable, and we don't understand how that even happens. We are not here to litigate personnel files tonight. We are here to talk about policy. When a district waits 60 days to notify mothers and fathers that their children may have been at risk, that is a failure of leadership and a failure of trust. Silence is not a safety strategy. The demand. I am asking the board tonight to commit to a formal parental notification policy. We need a rule that guarantees parents will be notified of any staff-related safety incident or arrest within 24 hours, not 60 days. As we look toward the 2026 school year and the implementation of the LEARN Act, our district is at a crossroads. We have schools in this community that are struggling with C and D ratings in Arkansas. We cannot expect parents to keep their children in these seats if we cannot even guarantee that we will tell them the truth when things go wrong. I recently turned 35, and I've decided that I can no longer sit in the audience and hope for change. I am jumping into the political process because my son deserves better, and every child in Jacksonville, Arkansas deserves better. I look forward to your response regarding a new notification policy, and we will be at the State Board Education meeting this Thursday too, to ensure that the rules being made in Little Rock reflect the transparency we need here at home. And I really thank you for giving me a chance to say that.
Thank you, Ms. Egley, appreciate that. All right, next I've got Ms. Teresa Cook.
Mrs. Teresa Cook.
My apologies.
We're here because this board, every single one of you, have failed the families at Bayou Meadow Elementary in the worst possible way, and then tried to hide behind with silence. We already know about the custodian that was arrested. We know you waited in an improper amount of time to let us know. We know you just sent a measly email, a vague email, long after administrators revealed the surveillance footage. Let's be clear. This was not a minor delay. It was a failure of transparency, a failure of communication, and a failure to put the children first, like I'm sure you would want yours. And yet, here we stand. When incidents involving children's safety occur, parents must be informed immediately, not weeks later, with a single unclear email. That delay has made us feel abandoned and made us feel like protecting your reputations was somehow more important than protecting our children. The superintendent's statement to the Parent Coalition's demands does not answer for your decisions as a board. You are the board. You are accountable to this community. You're accountable to us. You work for us. You're the ones elected to ensure that laws are followed, policies are enforced, and that families are respected. By choosing silence in the face of a crisis involving alleged abuse, you have destroyed trust. You've denied families the dignity of candor. You've shown that in this district, institutional convenience matters more than child safety. Parents didn't come here tonight to ask nicely. They came here because your inaction hurt real children and devastated our families. We came here because silence in the face of harm is not leadership. It's not about avoiding embarrassment. It's about accountability. And when accountability is absent, when leadership fails so completely, the only ethical response is to step aside. For the children harmed, for the families betrayed, for the community that deserves better, this board, every single one of you, should resign. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cook. Mrs. Cook. Ms. Christian St. Clair.
Good evening. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Parent Action Coalition and the families of the Jacksonville North Pulaski School District. We're now into 2026, and yet our community is still reeling from the events that unfolded between October and December of 2025. The facts remain undeniable. This board knew about the investigation of October 16th, and they didn't tell any of the parents, except for the 3 victims initially, until December 5th of 2025. During that critical period, there was a total failure to implement any immediate, transparent Policy change. This doesn't protect our scholars from future harm. This timeline doesn't suggest a simple communication error. It indicates a clear intent to conceal, a pattern of continued negligence, and a direct rejection of your primary duty to protect our children. Can you state, for the record, that this disclosure, after 59 days, was a proactive choice by the district and not the result of a parent FOIA request? The glaring absence of any efforts to implement basic policy change paints a very frightening story, and everyone should hear this point and take it to heart. This board never planned to tell the public about this sexual abuse. They just didn't. Sorry, give me just a second. The cover-up was clearly a calculated and willful act by the board, and it was done at the expense of our children. The Parent Action Coalition submitted a formal list of demands with a deadline of December 31st, 2025, for a formal response and specific policy implementation. That deadline passed with no communication and no accountability from this leadership. Because you have failed to provide the transparency the district deserves, and because your inaction has compromised the safety of every student in your care, we can no longer trust any of your leadership. None of you. The time for apologies and empty promises is past. To restore the integrity of our schools and begin the long process of healing for the victims and their families, we demand that the entire board resign immediately. We will not stop until this district is led by individuals who prioritize the safety of our children over the protection of their own reputations.
Thank you, Ms. St. Clair. Next, I've got Ms. Brandy Elders.
Good evening. Reading this on behalf of the Parent Action Coalition. What happened at Biomeda Elementary was not just criminal misconduct by one individual. It was a prolonged systemic failure of leadership, and it unfolded over weeks while parents were intentionally kept in the dark. From early October through early December, families unknowingly sent their children back into that building every single day. Every single day. Parents were denied the information they needed to protect their children. You denied them that. And during that time, additional victims were not being actively identified. Since this information became public in December, more than 5 additional victims have been identified. That alone demonstrates the harm caused by silence. What makes this even more disturbing is how parents finally learned the truth. Information was not proactively shared. It was released only after a member of the community filed a Freedom of Information Act. Not by y'all. Based on this timeline, I believe, sincerely and firmly, that had the Freedom of Information Act request not been filed, parents would not have been notified at all. Nothing in the board's actions suggests urgency, transparency, or intent to inform families outside the pressure. This was not a communication delay. This was not confusion. This was a choice. We teach our children this. A choice to manage information instead of share it. A choice to delay transparency in a child's safety crisis. A choice that prioritizes institutional control over parental rights. And this incident does not stand alone. This board has already faced documented concerns related to governance and oversight, including ethical questions involving conflicts of interest and state audit findings citing serious failures in financial controls and accountability. When those issues are viewed alongside the handling of this incident, a clear pattern emerges. Leadership is not defined by who made the original decision. Leadership is defined by who spoke up, who intervened, who acted when it became clear parents were being excluded from critical safety information. None of that happened. No public disengagement, no independent outreach to families, no urgency that matched the gravity of what had occurred. Silence in the face of harm is not neutral, it is enabling. For these reasons, we are formally calling for the immediate resignation of the entire Jacksonville North Pulaski School Board. Our children deserve protection in October. Our parents deserve the truth in October. And waiting until December, only after a Freedom of Information Act request, is not leadership, it is reckless abandonment.
Thank you, Ms. Elders. Next, I've got Audrey Ocker, sorry.
My name is Audrey Bunker. I'm here on behalf of the
Parent Action Coalition.
Parent Action Coalition. I agree with them completely. I just wanted to say that it is a shame that all of you can sit up here and allow this. It's absolutely crazy. This is my first year having a kid in this district. I was a kid at this district not too long ago, 2 years ago maybe. You know who my mother is, Ms. Christian. That is my mother. This is not a new problem. Y'all have been known to make mistakes like this multiple times. I was in the district. I was failed by y'all multiple times, by your own staff, because y'all can't even do a background check. That's crazy, because when I go to work, I go on AR Courts Connect, which is free, and I look up everybody I work with because I'm so scared of everything. That's not weakness or anything. You can't tell me you can't afford that. You can't afford basic needs. That's great. Thank you.
Ms. Jessica Cox.
I don't know if this has done anyone any good, but I just saw. We can talk about that. Hello, my name is Jessica Cox, and there's actually only one thing that I wanted to point out just publicly, because I think that there's been some clarification that's not taken place. So at the previous meeting, I mentioned about a non-redacted police report that was given to me by a staff member within the district. Since then, we've had the email come out talking about all of the comments and going back through those. And one of the things that was mentioned in the email was how there was no way that a parent had received the non-redacted police report during the video footage review. Okay, so I spoke up about this, and I saw an email today addressing the conversation that I had previously. So one thing that I want to point out is the email states itself that we received just today before the meeting. The school district did not provide police reports to the victims' families during meetings to review the footage. Okay, it is exactly the opposite. On October 21st, I went to the security director's office and received a police report from 2 employees within that office during video footage review. So aside from all things, I think the biggest thing that we're facing right now is a transparency issue, and a lot of things have gotten twisted around, and I just want it to be clear that I wasn't even asking that a new email was sent out or anyone was taking ownership. The fact of the matter is this is about children, and releasing that non-redacted police report is against their privacy as minors. Okay, so what I'm saying is, yes, I did receive it from a staff member. Yes, it was from a system computer within Jacksonville High School, printed from that device on October 21st, and it did happen when we came to video footage review. So I think what I'm confused on is why it's being said in the email that it wasn't during the video review and that there's no possible way I could have received it from someone. My copy doesn't even look the same. So I do appreciate that the email was sent out trying to, you know, touch on those subjects and to maybe take a little bit of the accountability. But I see now that it was really just, let's reword it, but we still won't tell the truth. Okay, so if we're going to start with transparency here, we can't change what we've done. But going forward, that comes with honesty. That email isn't honest. And once again, you've sent out an email with this much information that really requires this much. And I think it is fair that people know that, yeah, someone within the school district actually did screw up. Okay, and that I know that's not the main focus of this, but again, if you're going to fix things, fix them in-house or wherever they start, and keep honesty going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cox. Zachary Culp.
Good evening, board. Good evening, everybody. I feel tonight presents a really grand opportunity for us going forward in light of what happened with the school district. It's with the size of the stake right on the school district to enhance all of our security. Dr. O, I did send you an email. I don't know if you had a chance to review it. But in regards cameras, we talked about that briefly at the 5-minute site. I was looking at some things, and it is public information. Including my money that's been put forward by property taxes, there are $10 million worth of revenue that's yet to be spent. So this presents a really big opportunity for us to upgrade our servers. I feel like we need to add a server at each school. That way it would be immediate access to pull up indefinite amounts of time of camera footage. This will also enhance the ability for our security staff to use more cameras. It will also be able to enhance our ability as a school district to incorporate better security cameras as well. To the point where we have, as opposed to a small amount of volume of activity in a certain window of the camera versus a high amount. And yes, that will look different in every school. But if you see something and the camera detects something based on definitions, that will greatly improve our opportunities going forward to catch anything that looks suspicious. But on the flip side of this, we also got to think about this. When any student or personnel or parent goes into an office of any school building, I've been at my meeting myself, okay? I go see my son at school. There's been some things that I've talked about with the security guy there, and it really disturbs me that it feels like certain camera angles do not catch adequate amounts of viewing area. And on top of that, I feel like we need more computer screens to cover all of our cameras within the school. Yes, I understand that costs money, but a data server with Windows Server 2025 is $5,000 per server. I feel that's a very small cost considering we have $10 million worth of available mounts. Because we're talking about maybe a total of about $50,000 to $60,000 plus upgrading all of our cameras, which I know costs money for that. Because here's the thing, you get what we pay for, and I feel this is our opportunity with the state looking at us. I've talked with all the people at the state legislative level, and they're saying there's federal grants that were given to the state to you guys that was passed on. So they're saying they cannot give any more funding in that direction. But if you were to make an appeal to, say, the Board of Education or somewhere within the higher ed department.
Thank you, Mr. Colt.
If I may continue to finish this thought out.
Thank you, sir. Your time's up.
Mr. Grant, here's the thing. I understand you may not go.
Sir, your time is up. Please, take your seat. We heard you. Thank you very much. Your time is up.
Dr. Ross, may I appeal?
No, sir, I'm running the meeting. Your time is up. Please take your seat. I'll have you escorted out if you won't take your seat.
Then, okay, Dr. Gray, but here's the thing. We all are watching.
Ms. Rolanda Robinson.
Mr. Cox, you shouldn't have to do their job for them. Their investigation and so forth should have been started a while back to increase the servers.
Please address the board, Ms. Robinson.
Hey, board. Good evening. I'll be direct. Parents submitted concerns and demands to this board 3 separate times. 3 times you received clear, documented communication, and 3 times you chose not to respond. Not a clarification, not an acknowledgement, not a single direct answer from the people elected to govern this district. Dr. Owen, thank you for your acknowledgement of the emails. Your silence wasn't scheduling, it wasn't FOIA, and it wasn't confusion. It was a decision, just like all the decisions you made to ignore your constituents. And that decision has consequences. Because when the board ignores its constituents 3 times, it breaks trust. When the board refuses to address its own governance failures, it loses legitimacy. And when the board cannot fulfill the basic responsibility of responding to the public honestly, consistently, immediately, especially when it's an emergency, it forfeits the moral authority to continue leading. So let me be clear. We are calling for the immediate resignation of every member of this board. Now, I know sometimes you guys mock us, laugh at us, especially when we're up here speaking or about to speak on camera. So I don't think this is a laughing matter. And if you refuse to resign, then tonight's executive session must confront the reality you've avoided, the conversation about removing your own leadership. But understand this, even if you reshuffle your seats, we're not stopping. We're organized. We are mobilized, and we are unrelenting Parent Action Coalition. We will inform every family, every voter, every business in this community about the role each of you played, collectively and individually. And we will use every lawful, civic, and economic tool available to us. Many of you are business owners. Ever heard of the word boycott? This district belongs to the public, and we are done being ignored. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. Ms. McCoy, Ms. Trinika McCoy. Were you signing in to be signed in at the meeting? Or did you want to speak, Ms. McCoy?
No, I didn't.
All right, next person I have then is Leah, what's on?
Leah Watson.
Leah Wasson. My apologies.
Good evening, board. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Leah Watson. I'm a homeowner and taxpayer here in Jacksonville, and I'm the parent of 4 young children. One of my children previously attended Homer Atkins, and my family remains deeply invested in the health and future of JNPSD. I'm here tonight because trust between this board and the community has been damaged. Trust is not broken by hard decisions alone. It's broken when concerns go unanswered and accountability feels absent. When families speak up and receive silence, it sends a message, whether intentional or not. As a concerned parent and community member, my initial question coming here was simple, about the board's plan to repair the damaged relationship with the families you serve. But I think that boat has sailed. We all want strong schools, supported educators, and students who thrive. That requires partnership, and partnership requires trust. I hope that you all are able to figure out a solution tonight to reconcile how this district, this community, is supposed to regain trust in the school system, especially with all of the options that we have now when it comes to schooling our children. I think you all should really consider what your next move is. Thank you.
All right, that is everyone that has signed up for public comment, so that will close the public comment period. The next item we've got is a legal update, and I think Mr. Richardson, I don't think you have anything to share with us at this time, is that correct? Okay. Facilities update, I don't think we have anything on facilities update, or do we? So,
No, it can wait to the superintendent's report.
okay, well, that brings us to the superintendent's report.
Good evening, everyone. Just a few things. We did put an RFP out for a marketing and brokerage services for the Dupree property located on Gregory. That handout has been provided for you with the Hathaway Group. We only received 2 proposals back. Both were pretty outstanding proposals. But my proposal to you, or recommendation, is to go with Hathaway Group, just based on the additional services that they've used, or history that they've had with school districts and this type of property, with it being rezoned. And so I wanted to bring that before you as well, so that if you have any questions, you can ask them.
Any questions or thoughts on that? I'll have the proposal. You need a motion.
Yes, for us to move forward.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second to enter into a marketing agreement with the Hathaway Group for the property on the old Warren Dupree site, basically, the 10 acres. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Anything else?
Yes, we just, FYI, we had 3 legal transfers for the month of December. The district has started to utilize district admin, along with some of our community partners, have started to make revisions to a lot of our documents that we utilize in our school districts, such as our crisis management plan, to address the situation that we've been discussing tonight, so that all of our staff members, licensed and classified, know exactly what steps to follow. We've also, through a suggestion of the parent group, started working on a draft training manual, so that we could use that each year, not just to train our staff members, but also train our parents and all of our volunteers. And so that leads me to another request, if possible, if we could schedule, the board would schedule a work session so we can, one, share the crisis management plan update with you, but also the training manual draft, and then also address the rest of the concerns that have been brought forth through email and in-person board meetings. So I wanted to present that to you.
Yeah, talk about doing a workshop. Is there maybe time in the next couple of weeks to be able to do that?
Mondays again?
Monday the 12th. How's the 12th? Or we can do it on we don't have to do it on Monday night, but with you got planning commission, sir? On the 12th? How's the 13th? Is there ball games or anything? No good? 13th? Okay. I see some of our friends from CPC here too. I've been in discussions with them, and I'd like to ask them to come to that workshop if they were available. I know you had reached out to somebody at the Department of Ed, possibly.
We have, and speaking of CPC, Jennifer and team were one of the teams that helped us review the draft of the training manual. So I think it would be great to have them.
Yeah. And some of the input we received at BioMedia on the 11th, I think that stuff was very productive. And again, I think it's important for us to get together. The only time we can talk as a board is in a meeting, public meeting. If we reply to all to an email, that is a violation of FOI, Arkansas FOI laws. We all go to training, we know the rules, and one board member does not speak for the whole board. And the only time we can do that, get together, is speak in a public meeting and meet in an open session. So that's why when you may not get a reply to all when you're demanding a response from the board, it's because we're not meeting in public. We can't reply to all. That is a violation of FOIA laws. And I was going to I know there's some comments that some of the board members wanted to make, but I just think it's a good time for us to possibly go over what the role of a school board member is in the state of Arkansas. It's our job to set policies. We set goals and direction. We hire, evaluate, support, and fire the superintendent. That's the only person we have the authority to hire and to have direct oversight of. It's Dr. Owa's job and the administration to handle the employees. It's Dr. Owa's job and the district to handle day-to-day decisions. We have financial oversight of the district. We act collectively as a board. We don't have any individual authority alone to act as an individual board member. I'm the president of the school board, but that means I get to conduct this meeting. That's all of the extra powers I get to do, is get to be up here and talk more than the other board members. I'm sure they relish that.
Question.
But we participate in required training, and, you know, we're all parents, we're all citizens here, and every one of these board members cares about this community and these kids, okay? We're not perfect. We don't make mistakes. We make mistakes. And I want to say right now that I have the complete trust and faith in Dr. Owa. I appreciate, we have a tremendous superintendent. We've been under some fire. Yes, we've made some mistakes. We've been out to Biomeda. We've asked for input. We hear that input. We care. And we're going to have some serious discussions. But it has to be done appropriately, has to be done in open meetings, and we're doing that. We are doing that. And I was going to say that for later. Are there any other board members that want to say anything?
I just, my heart just aches. We definitely hear you. Like, I apologize that we cannot respond the way that the public would like for us to respond, but we do have those legal boundaries when it comes to when y'all are calling or texting or see us in the grocery store. It's just certain things that we talk about in executive session that, I mean, anything in executive session, we just cannot talk about outside of there. But I do want you to know that this board does care. We care, I care. We have listened to your concerns. We are doing actions. Like I told somebody who called me today is my first time, like tonight was gonna be my first time seeing everybody. So you better believe that we will be having conversations in executive session to make sure that we can move forward and we have this work session. So I'm looking forward to the changes that we're gonna be moving to in the next couple of weeks.
Mr. McDaniel.
My turn. I just want to say that I have enjoyed the 10 years this journey has taken me to with this school district. We detached from the Pulaski County School District in 2014, approved by the Arkansas State Board of Education and under the approval of the federal judge that was overseeing our case. And it's been a great journey. This board, these members here care about the young people in this community, or we wouldn't be up here. And as far as me, I plan on hopefully being reelected in March, so I can, God willing, to finish that 4-year term and do what I can to help the community and the young people to succeed. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Not to put anybody on the spot or anything. Okay. Next item I've got on our agenda is the consent agenda. We've got the minutes of the December 8th, the special meeting on the 11th. We have our assistant superintendent's report and our financial report. Is there anything there that needs to be pulled out for discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Next, we've got student disciplinary actions. I don't believe we have any contested hearings.
Correct.
We have one uncontested.
Correct.
Is that correct? And that is in our iPad? On your iPad.
Make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, next item we've got is personnel. Any discussion on personnel will need to be held in executive session, so we do need to have some discussion there.
So moved.
We will move into executive session. I'm sorry. We're back, call a meeting back into open session. We do have an addendum before us that needs to be added to the agenda. The addendum is for personnel. Do I hear a motion to add this to?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, this addendum is added. Now we will move into executive session for discussion on personnel. All right, we are back in, call us back into order, into regular session. We've got some personnel recommendations before us with the addendum that was added. Do I hear a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and then also on personnel, do I hear any other motions?
Make a motion to extend Dr. Orr's contract for 1 additional year to the maximum allowable of 3 years.
Okay.
I second that motion.
We've got a motion and a second to extend Dr. Owa's contract to the maximum allowable of 3 years. Appreciate the job you do, sir.
Thank
We're
you.
very thankful to have you. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. All right, sir. That's all I got. Any other comments before we turn it over to Mr. McDaniel?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. No, I forgot to, real quick, we've got Community Literacy Night on the 12th of February. Black History Month celebration at Jacksonville High School, Thursday, February 26th. And also we have the workshop next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. here in the cafeteria. Thank you.